think about career management a lot because as a business owner, you have the constant worry and anxiety and self-doubt that a lot of entrepreneurs go through of maybe this business that's working well today maybe won't be working well in 5 to 10 years. What would I do then? You're always asking yourself that question. And because you're always asking that question, at least for myself, I'm always trying to ask myself, well, what skills and experiences am I building and honing along the way? And how would I articulate that to a potential employer or a business partner down the road? What am I going to say that I'm really good at, and what will I say that I can bring to the table?
What skill sets do you have? What are you interested in? What are you passionate about? And how can you bring those things together? So you might be passionate about kids, you might be passionate about animals, but you don't like science. So maybe there's something out there for you to work in another field in teaching kids how to work with animals or different things like that.
You can approach any job through the lens of whatever that educational background or discipline that you studied under might happen to be. So when I think about the difference between a job and a career, between a job and our own individual notions of work, for me personally, I feel like there are numerous jobs out there that I can do, but it's the fact that I approach that job as somebody who's got an anthropological mindset that's both going to make me unique in that position and make that work fulfilling to me as an individual.
When we started the Dogs of Instagram, we were not thinking that would become our job. Sorting through dog photos and picking our favorite ones just didn't seem like that could somehow be a career. But a few years in, we realized we really did have something big, and if we got serious about it, it could become a business.
When I was in CLA, I was a CLA ambassador, so I would meet with new students. I would attend events on behalf of CLA. I was kind of the face of CLA. Through the CLA Ambassador program, I found my first job in law before I was even a law student.
I was thinking about how great it was to be at CLA and just have a lot of different resources at my fingertips. And actually, the way I found out about the need for medical interpreters was through GoldPass, the U of M website that has volunteer and work opportunities, because I knew that there were some interpreters in the community, but I had no idea how many or how to become one. So my first interpreting job I found on the GoldPass website, and I just thought it was an awesome opportunity for me to finally use the skills that I was trying to develop in a way that made me really love my work.
I got to go into courtrooms, I got to set up exhibits, so I really saw a lot of firsthand things. And that is something that CLA really encouraged, and that I would encourage all other students to do, is do experiences, do internships, get active in the community, figure out, what you like, what you don't like, go meet people.
You talk about career management in school, but to continually challenge yourself to apply it in my day-to-day and really connect the puzzle pieces. I like to think of it not only as what somebody's giving me, how can I draw from them, but how can I invest up front so that later on, not only am I being helpful, but maybe they might have something of value to share with me to move me forward in my career, to help me grow, to help me pursue a new opportunity. So I love to think of it as a two-way street and a continual learning.
There are internships, or there's opportunities to study abroad and to really just look at things, talk to people, and explore. It's not just one path.
After school, I gravitated towards some of the natural career paths of a journalism major. I found myself in public relations and filling communication roles. I used my communication strengths to be a community director at a co-working space, and it was at that co-working space that I realized that, hey, maybe I'm more entrepreneurial than I actually first thought. And it gave me the confidence to start thinking about doing something with AMED for ourselves.
And that confidence gave me the confidence to take that leap with her.
It's less about going out and being an anthropologist, so to speak. I'm very lucky to get to do that in the work that I do, but it hasn't always been that way. And in fact, it took a long time for me to kind of recognize that that title of I'm an applied anthropologist is actually something that is both accurate to me as an individual and has a great deal, if not increasing amount of value in the marketplace.
In looking at jobs, people would say, well, have you worked in this technical field? Can you speak in this kind of language? And maybe not specifically, but I know how to adapt to that because I've had this experience. I've learned, this set of rules. I can adapt to this set of rules. So I think that was a really big thing.
You're going to be able to look at the job market or multiple possible avenues that could represent a future career path with, I think, a lot more finesse and, frankly, a lot more fun.
You have to look at it as a continuous motion. It's no end point to it. You have to always look at where do you start and where do you end, and how does that cycle always continue. That's the real essence of career management for me.